knock, and he looked like he was out cold.
Scottish lad as well.
Yes.
He's also another defensive midfielder, which is the difficult thing.
Nayshaw mentioned James earlier on in the podcast as well. I think he played a blinder like this week. He was awesome, and I think he was very unlucky to just get 2 points. I think I've got James as well. I think it'd be very rash to get rid of him. I think, keep hold of him. I think he is definitely up and coming. I think that there's more for us to see from James.
When we say James, the lads are talking about Daniel James, not Reece James, the new Chelsea lad that came in.
I'm talking about you, Jimmy.
Of course,
Jimmy James,
me as well.
What about you, mate?
I wouldn't put you in my team.
Yeah, pile on. Guys, I would say with Manchester United, we managed to beat Brighton 3-1. If you watched the game and you saw the goals, our first goal, very lucky deflection. Take that every week, though. But the second one, McTominay, was a bit of a tap-in. It's not like we're scoring brilliant goals, that are team goals that are well made, which I think, when I watch Leicester, I feel like they're scoring nice goals. I feel the same. You get it from Liverpool. It's a quality cross. But what I was going to say for United is Martial. He's just come back from injury. He got 2 assists on the weekend. He's only in 8.5% of people's teams. He's 7.7 million. I mean, if you've got a little bit of cash that you're thinking of taking out Aguero, Martial's just come back. I'd be looking at him, or I'd be looking at Pulisic personally. From a United perspective, Danny James, he is a lot cheaper. He's not necessarily the proven player yet. He scored a couple of goals. He's done a few things. Not necessarily quite there. Captain Russ, what were you saying, mate?
I was going to say, you're saying about James, I think his crosses are perfection. I mean, I think the only reason he didn't score points is because Rashford can't put the ball away. I don't know how many, okay, he did put the ball away, but how many shots has he kind of flopped? He's not consistent. He's not. He gets the goals, but at the same time, I think misses penalties. He's just
that's
he's a bit of a loose cannon.
But he has scored 6 goals this season, which is the same as Salah.
He's 63 points. He's only 4 points behind Sterling, 6 points behind Aubameyang. So Rashford is still up there, like you say. These players seem to creep.
It's the consistency, though, isn't it?
It is the consistency. It's like he's putting your eggs in one basket, like you say. Rashford, 8.6 million. He's not that far behind in terms of cost with Vardy. So of course you're going to invest in Vardy, but I can see Rashford nicking a few goals. I think they're on the upturn, Man United. They do look better. They are playing slowly but surely. They're playing gradually better.
If you talk about form, you've got Vardy, Musset of Sheffield United, Abraham, Jimenez, and then Rashford. Definitely good one to get in the team, Rashford. United have got favourable fixtures coming up, I would say. I mean, we have got Sheffield United. That might be tough.
They're good at home.
I mean, that's a 5th position clash, that is.
Yep.
And then we've got Villa, and then we've got Spurs.
That's going to be the difficult one.
And then Man City. Then Man City. So it's not great for United at the moment.
Just talking about Sheffield United just for a sec, because we haven't really touched on Lundstram too much. I think we should just touch on him just very quickly.
Wow.
Let's just touch him.
Let's just touch him. Here's the new Campbell.
Touch those cards.
He's Campbell. Oh, what a perm. What lovely legs. What lovely legs. Lundstram. Luscious Lundstram.
Lundstram's legs.
Luscious Lundstram. But 4.9 million. Can we just say that this is obviously the banker of the
bargain of the season.
Bargain of the season. He's come up trumps time and time again, and I think everyone's got him.
I think he's got to be in there, yeah.
41.5% people have got him.
Listeners, one thing we must call out, International Game Week this weekend, so do not panic, you've got time. Anyone else that people want to call out? Players to watch for the next few game weeks?
What about Son?
I think
Son's been great. That's a great show, Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, go on, Vieira.
Tottenham have been underperforming this year, but if there's one standout in the team when you watch them, it is
Yes, he's got only a couple of goals behind Kane in scoring for Tottenham. He scored a couple of goals in Champions League. He did get sent off a couple of weeks ago for something. But,
Rescinded? Yep, because they overturned
I don't think you get your points back on Fantasy Premier League.
That's a very good point. Even though that's very.
They should be rescinded. They should be taking them back. I think we need an email, lads.
You're right though, Patrick Vieira. He got 8 points last week.
I think he's Kane's obviously not. I mean, the whole team's a bit of a mess. Kane's not up there with the big hitters, and Son's coming in and really helping out there. I think.
Yeah, I think Kane is not fit. He's struggling.
Doesn't look right, Captain.
In that game, he's not getting into position. He's shots are he was the main man, wasn't he?
He was tipped as the best.
He almost guaranteed a goal, but now he's an average striker, if not like below average.
It's quite disappointing, isn't it, Captain? He was tipped as the best striker in Europe, one of the at least, right? And now he's only in. Yeah. He's barely in 15% of FPL managers' squads. We're all talking about Kane the last 2 or 3, maybe 4 seasons, really, and it's quite sad to see that Kane has dipped off in form. But is that Tottenham or is that Kane?
And he does,
both, right?
Good question.
Harry Kane is Tottenham.
Good question.
The last couple of years,
and he does have a lot of weight on his shoulders
with his massive head.
Exactly.
Beavis. With his Beavis head, Beavis face.
It's an interesting game for Spurs next week. They kick off away to West Ham, and we've got Arsenal, Southampton, Bournemouth versus Wolves, Brighton are hosting Leicester, Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, one to watch. Everton playing Norwich, Watford v Burnley, and Man City v Chelsea is the late game.
That's got to be the game of the weekend,
which
right?
Has to be the game of the weekend, yeah. That takes us into the Sunday, just one game this week. Sheffield United v Man United, Battle of the United, followed by the dreaded Monday night game. But then we all just want to know.
Oh, not a Monday night.
Get the points over there. But Aston Villa v Newcastle, John McGinn might feature back in my squad.
Or Grealish.
You know?
Yeah.
One of those I might put back in. Villa have been.
I think 2 games worth also looking at: Everton, Norwich, Arsenal, Southampton. You've got to look at Southampton have let in 28 goals this season. Norwich have let in 29. Aubameyang's probably lipping his lips. He's not done anything for a few weeks.
Not Pepe. He won't score.
And Everton, Richarlison scored, didn't he, on the weekend?
Yeah, Digne. I'm still holding out for Digne.
Definitely.
Digne didn't do well this week.
He hasn't done well this season. I'm still banking on Digne eventually turning up against Norwich. I think this is going to be my last chance for Digne.
What do you think Watford Burnley as well? Is there any value in Deulofeu? I said it earlier, but then also your cousin Wood. He's been scoring, hasn't he?
I was going to say Barnes has finally scored. But Ashley Barnes has got a goal.
My tip from 7 weeks ago finally paid off.
But Watford did well this week as well, right? So
yeah, I mean,
Deulofeu
Deulofeu 2 and 2.
Deulofeu, Gray scoring. They did get a man sent off, but still held on to the 2-0 victory. Difficult one to call.
Wood 5 goals this season. Barnes.
There's one guy from Burnley that stands out for me. We're talking about differentials.
Is it?
Yes, as you know.
Because I've been thinking it. He looks good, doesn't he?
6 million. He set up the disallowed goal that was for Chris Woods. And if you think about Burnley, they play 2 strikers, and they both do get on the score sheets. Ashley Barnes obviously just got one at the weekend, and Chris Wood.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that, they're more of a classic 4-4-2 formation. And that McNeil, he's got the best cross in that whole team. And I think he's going to be the guy who's going to be the playmaker, who's going to get the assists, get on the score sheet as well. So
selected by 0.9% of teams as well.
Exactly.
The only question I'd say there is he better than having someone from one of these teams in the big 4 that might consistently get assists more regularly? Like looking at Chelsea, they've won the last 5 games in a row. They're the form team in the Premier League.
But are you going to get someone for 6 million out of those top 4 teams? They've all risen in price. Mason Mount, we all love to Mount, but he's risen in price.
True.
He's too expensive now in that price bracket. If you're looking at the 6 million price bracket, John McGinn is probably his
Hudson
closest.
And Doy's there, he's 5.8. They brought that James lad in, he's 5 million. I mean, they're fringe players, I guess.
They're fringe players, but McGinn, I would say, is probably his closest competitor on that price bracket because he's still at 5.8, which I'm surprised about actually, because I still think he's probably Villa's best player other than Grealish. Him and Grealish run that midfield. I think McNeil could be a good source of points this year for a low value.
Can we talk about one thing before we do captains? The game of the week. You called the game of the week. Man City, Chelsea. I think we should spend a few minutes talking about it. Sean, tell us, Aguero, is he going to do it? No. Is he going to play?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to play. It is the game of the week. What are we thinking? Are we thinking this is going to be a 0-0?
I personally go back to John McGinn / Mourinho's sentiment. We should not forget about Man City, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the men will be separated by the boys here. I think literally, because obviously Chelsea have got the youngest team in the Premier League.
You know the team that they played on Saturday was the youngest team ever played in the Premier League.
So literally the men will be separated from the boys. I think Man City will turn up. They've got a point to prove after losing against Liverpool, and I think they will absolutely stuff Chelsea, to be honest. Yeah, I I know Chelsea are doing really well, but I think they've got a point to prove, and I think Man City, they're angry, Pep Guardiola's angry, and they will come out, turn on the form.
Yeah, they're definitely not out of the race, for sure. They're still they've got the best goal difference still in the league. They're still a formidable team. They just had a little bump in the road.
Russ, I heard you jumping in. What were your thoughts?
They're obviously not in dire straits as Spurs or Man United, but at the same time, there was one instant I saw on the camera where they were just arguing with one another. I think it was Walker and someone else. That's not good. That's not that. They were they're just pissed off with each other, and there's some. I can see this dragging on. I don't think they're going to come up champs. I think Chelsea's going to win.
I feel they are unsettled, and I think they're unsettled because they don't have a settled team. But I'm going to go with Ricky Pellegrini in the fact that I do think they're going to win. If Man City lose to Chelsea and Liverpool win this weekend, Man City would be 12 points behind Liverpool early in the season, but that would be after 13 games. I think they'd be out of the title race.
It's unimaginable, but then the Premier League does do that to us.
I feel like they have to win this game. And Man City are at home. The only thing, Chelsea let in 17 goals, the most out of any of the teams in the top 5. On form, maybe, but I'm going to go Man City. I'm actually going to back Aguero, and I'm going to back Sterling. I think they're the two boys that will score goals here.
Captain contenders.
Yeah. Sean, take us away.
So for me, let's do 2 captains each week. For me, I cannot see past Vardy again.
Yeah.
It's difficult to time him. You can't just jump on the bandwagon. I think 2 weeks ago Vardy got the hat-trick. It was great. Then you have to realise you can't do that week in, week out. Last week I moved away from him. He didn't deliver, and I actually went with
but they are playing Brighton as well this
He did well this week. 12 points, a decent return from your captain. Doubling that to 24. This week, just playing Brighton, I cannot see past him. So he's definitely up there as one of the strong options for me. I'm going to stay away from Aguero. I think he will play, and to be honest, I'm just a bit of I don't have the guts against Chelsea. I think they will do well, but we'll leave that one for this week. And then I'm going to go with Manny again. Just brilliant. As I said, had him last week, he got 12 points. This week again, he got 7 points. They're at Crystal Palace, and I don't see Palace posing much of a threat. Hopefully he can get another goal and assist, which is the minimum I look for my captain. So I'm sorry, a bit boring. I'm not going too adventurous. I would love to go a defender or some big pick, but no. Vardy and Manny can't see past.
Yeah, I think they're both solid. I mean, Vardy's solid for sure. Patrick Vieira, what are you thinking, mate?
Yeah, again, I have to pick Vardy. Done well since I brought him in. And, again, echoing Sean. He's just on form right now. But I would probably change it up. I did have Mane in last week, but this week I would probably choose Son as my second one. I think he's the dark horse that's rising up, and he'll, certainly against West Ham, who have been terrible last couple of weeks. Sorry about that, Ricky.
They have. No,
been a
that's
Grigio, but Son, I think, is going to be a dark horse that will do well.
And just to let you guys know, that game, that West Ham Spurs, that's the battle for 14th, so that's a big one. Man United 7th now, so I mean,
it's the battle of the losers. It's the battle of the losers.
Captain, what's your thoughts on that?
Obviously, I'm gonna Captain Kane because he's
big call.
Beavis.
No, obviously not. He's not going to be anywhere near my. Absolutely not.
That's a big drop for Kane, right? Because he used to be one you'd consider. He used to be. Give him last season or the season before. You'd think, Kane, yes, I'm going to captain him against West Ham.
I used to triple captain him in.
Yeah, now you're like, nah.
Against West Ham.
Nah, yeah. He's fallen.
Yeah,
he's fallen.
I had Kane for the whole season last season, but no.
Got too big.
Being a Spurs fan, I have not had one single Spurs player in my 11 since the start of the season.
So, Captain, now we know who you're not going to pick. Who are you going to pick?
All right, so I'm going to obviously go for Vardy as everybody else, and okay. I think Abraham's going to. I think Man City's defence are a bit suspect at the moment. So I think Abraham. I think he's gonna score a goal, and I think also Mane. Obviously, he's just on form at the moment, and.
Oh, Mane. Oh, for me.
I want Mane. in my 11.
You would love Mane.
I want Mane.
Pellegrini.
Many.
Dirty bugger.
Pellegrini. You always come up with some contentious decisions. You did it with Jimenez this week. Who's your captain choices?
All right,
give us two.
My first one is the one that draws my eye to that list of fixtures